Hey, what's up? I'm Nova and this is my show. Today I'm going to be reviewing Mail Mole plus Xpress Deliveries. Mail Mole is a 3D platformer developed by Talpa Games and Undercoders and released in March of 2021. It's available on PC, PS4, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. I'm going to break my review down into three main parts: gameplay, story, and value. Let's start with gameplay. Throughout the game, you control the protagonist Multi the Mole. This game offers both keyboard, mouse, and controller control inputs, but I would strongly recommend using a controller. The movement in Mail Mole is one of the aspects that sets it apart from other 3D platformers. Because Multi is a mole, instead of running around the levels, you burrow underground. There's a helpful tutorial at the beginning which walks you through each of Multi's moves. In addition to basic movement, Multi has a sprint, a jump, a charged jump, a ground pound, and a dash. The dash gives you a jolt of super speed, and this technique must be mastered in order to complete some of the later gold medal time trials. Each level has the goal of getting from the starting point to the power station. You'll find carrots littered throughout the level that can be collected to buy cosmetics or extra lives. Each level starts you off with 3 lives, with some later stages offering the opportunity to buy up to 3 extra lives. If you run into an obstacle, you will lose a life. If you lose all lives or jump off the side of the map or into water, you'll restart either at the beginning or the mid-level checkpoint if you've already reached it. There are also 3 radishes per level, which can sometimes be tricky to find, but you can collect them to unlock extra cosmetics. Each level has 3 time goals which reward bronze, silver, and gold medals respectively. Progressing through the levels has Multi traversing different terrains and platforms and avoiding obstacles that match the environment. The obstacles become more complex as you reach later stages of the game and range from basic moving platforms to alternating and ghost platforms. Each stage's obstacles will also be found in the corresponding boss fight. While the gameplay is overall unchallenging, I definitely had 1 or 2 "Oh, I wanna smash my controller!" moments while trying to beat a time trial. The UI in Mail Mole is basic but clean. In the top left, you'll find your current carrot count, a stopwatch tracking how much time it's taking you to complete the level, and on most levels, a view of how many radishes you found in the current level. Not all levels have radishes to collect, so not all levels display this in the top left. On the top right, you'll find 3 hearts showing your current life count. If you purchase extra lives when available, they are displayed in gold next to your normal 3 lives. Most of the levels follow the same basic format, with Multi exploring his 3D world and avoiding obstacles while collecting carrots and radishes en route to the mailbox at the end of the level. There is some variety, with several levels featuring more of a race theme where Multi is traveling at max speed forward the entire time, which complicates the collection of the radishes especially. One level is also chase style, which was a fun shake-up. It reminded me of Boulder Dash from Crash Bandicoot. I do wish there'd been a little more variety in the overall level design, but I think Mail Mole tackles the general 3D exploration style level pretty well. Let's move on to the story. I think a game's story is told through its graphics, writing, and sound. The graphics are pretty basic. You have Multi, his various animal friends and enemies, and a series of zones with varying environments. As the environments change, the types of obstacles that you face change to match the environment. The colors are vibrant, and while they aren't revolutionary, I think the graphics overall are a complement to the simplicity of the game. The plot is simple and predictable. Multi receives an urgent message while on vacation that his town's in trouble. The power stations that generate the electricity needed for the annual Carrot Festival have gone offline, and the mayor summons Multi to reactivate the stations. You must reactivate 35 stations in order to save the Carrot Festival. This is complicated by Putak the Turtle, who seeks to disrupt the town's power in order to stop the festival. He's a serious party pooper. The game doesn't have a strong sense of gravity or urgency, but progressing through the plot is satisfying enough. Multi has a supporting cast of characters, but they remain largely underdeveloped. One thing I personally disliked about the sound in Mail Mole is the characters' voices. Seriously, no sound at all would have been better than this. Aside from that, the soundtrack was full of mostly chill vibes. The tracks changed as the environment did for each stage, and the boss fights had fittingly tense tracks. Overall, the sound complemented the graphics well, I just really didn't like the mumbling character voices. Let's move on to value. I think value is determined by comparing a game's price to its length. It took me about 5.5 hours to get through the main game, but this does not include the Xpress Deliveries levels, and I did not get gold medals in all the time trials. It does include a little bit of extra time, pause, trying to get good video footage for this video, but overall, roughly 5.5 hours. Mail Mole plus Xpress Deliveries retails for $14.99, and there are also 2 free DLC downloads available on Steam: Mail Mole The Lost Presence and Mail Mole Mystery Mansion. I think that the replay value is low and don't see myself playing through the game again in the foreseeable future. The game advertises itself as speedrun capable, but that community doesn't really seem to exist. I may revisit the game at some point to go for a speedrun record in one of the levels. That being said, the fact that there are 2 additional DLCs released for free does go a long way toward building goodwill with your community, in my opinion. I think the additional content makes Mail Mole a good value for its price point. With all that said, is Mail Mole worth a playthrough? I say yes. The pros include scaling challenge with increasingly difficult obstacles and tiered time trials, unique controllability, and a simple but cute story. The cons include characters that are pretty much underdeveloped and character voices that I personally found to be annoying. Overall, Mail Mole Xpress Deliveries is a basic 3D platformer with a fun take on controllability. It offers as much or little challenge as you want, depending on if you want to go for all unlocks and gold medals, or just complete the basic story. I'll give this game a 7 out of 10, putting it at the upper end of the Silver Star group. Or for multi, I guess that's a silver medal. I think this game is a great game for younger players, but can also offer adults a few hours of entertainment if you really like 3D platformers. With its 2 free DLCs adding bonus content, I think this game is worth it even at the full $15 price. Have you played Mail Mole? What did you think about the game? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See ya!